Thank you for joining media. We'll start with Nia Coffey. We'll also hear from Taya Cooper and Derek Fisher today. We'll go over to Chris Camello with Nightcast.
Hey, Nia, thanks for taking the time. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, plus I got a mask on too, so that doesn't help. Um, no, I just wanted to know, how do you guys going into Sunday's game, talking about wiping the slate clean and just starting fresh and potentially going on a run? Like, are you guys prepared for that challenge, and how do you feel about it personally?
100%. I feel like we are in a really good place, and we feel like this is a time for us to, make our comeback, but just focusing on one day at a time, focusing on what we need to do for that particular day, and just keep moving forward with that same belief and hope that, we are capable, which we are, and I'm excited about it personally.
Chris, do you have another one?
Oh, no.
Go to
No.
Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hi, Nia.
Hi.
I'm curious, is there anything from the first half of the season that you in particular wanted to address, coming into this second part, both personally and as a team?
Can you rephrase that? Sorry.
Yeah, so was there anything that stands out from the first half of the season that you particularly want to work on individually and then also as a team?
Yeah, for sure. So I think one thing that, we've always wanted to improve on and just continue to grow is just our chemistry on offense. I mean, just from the beginning, we just had a lot of new players. So that comes with the time of transitioning and just learning. And I think, we're 100% getting a lot better than where we were. So just keep growing and in that area specifically.
And then what about you in particular?
I would say just be able to adapt and to react, and just be a little bit more flexible.
Thanks.
We'll go to Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Nia.
Hi.
Hey, so how's NECA look out there? And then what's it like playing, on the court with her again after her having missed so much time?
She's great. I love it. I'm excited.
Does it, as far as like chemistry, you guys, you talked about chemistry. What is the chemistry building process like with a player like NECA?
I mean, her presence just really changes everything. She's such a great leader. So she just, really binds us together. So I'm thrilled she's back.
We'll go to Rafiq Lewison with Nothing But Sports Talk.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. I just want to ask you, if you had a chance to watch the Olympics, how do you feel about the way that USA women's and the 3-on-3 teams progress on the way towards getting gold?
Yes, I did watch. Shout out Kelsey Plum. I was so excited to see, how they competed out there. And it was just amazing that, they were able to get USA's first gold as a team sport, and just the first for 3-on-3 for the women's side. So it was amazing to see them.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank
Taya
you.
Cooper will be next. All right, questions for Taya Cooper. We'll start with Erica Ayala with Lockdown Women's Basketball and Slam.
Thank you. Taya, I'm actually doing a feature on one of your friends and former teammates, Diamond DeShields, so I hope you'll indulge me. But I just wanted to ask you, when you look at Diamond's game and how she's been able to develop in the WNBA, I mean, does anything surprise you?
I couldn't hear you. Who is this about?
I was just asking, is there anything that surprises you about what Diamond has been able to do in the WNBA so far?
No. I don't really know.
And you know, in the next 3 to 5 years, where do you see Diamond's game being able to go? Do you see her being able to be, you know, MVP type candidate, WNBA champion? What are your thoughts?
I feel like everybody's capable of, you know, achieving whatever they put their mind to. Yeah, I think anybody can change their game and develop new skills. And once, you know, you do that, you are able to achieve different goals. And I think anybody is able to do that. So yeah, I think she will be able to do that in the future.
Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Taya, I just wanted to ask about practicing and playing at Staples Center. I mean, Sunday will be your first pro game there at Staples. Are you looking forward to it? And what was it like out there today?
Yes, it will be my first time. It was a great feeling. It's huge. And it kind of looks like the end of Love and Basketball. And yeah, it's really nice to be out there. It's nice to like see Los Angeles Sparks on the court instead of the Lakers. So it was cool.
All right, well, I guess welcome home.
We'll go to Tukni Nguyen with the LA Times.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So obviously, you never want the types of injuries that you guys had in the beginning of the season, but how do you think those openings on the court, when not having Christy and stuff, kind of helped you or forced you to grow your own game that's going to be beneficial in the long run?
I think I've learned a lot from KT and with playing with her and then having her on the sidelines also. So it's really like the best of both worlds. I got to learn with her and learn with her as a coach or, you know, as a teammate, but not on the floor. So it was great. It's very beneficial. I mean, I wouldn't wish that on nobody, but you know, the positive side of it is the fact that we get to learn from her from both angles, and then she's coming back. So.
Speaking to that, coming back, how does she look to you on the court? It's been a while since we've gotten to see Christy out there.
KT looked good. She looks great. Her body looked good. I don't think it was really an injury. I think it was her eye. So I mean, she's looking good before, and she still looked the same now. So yeah.
Thanks.
Chris Camello with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Taya, thanks for taking the time today. I just wanted to know how you spent the break, and did you spend it on, you know, putting work into the game? Because you obviously you did have kind of a roller coaster first half of the season. So I was just wondering how you spent that time off and what you're looking forward to in the second half of the season, personally.
I spent a lot of time with my family, so I got to be with my brothers. I got to watch them play. I got to work out. I spent a lot of time in the gym, whether it was with them or watching them or preparing for what, you know, where Sharif is at now. So I think that I'm better. My energy is refreshed, and yeah, I feel rejuvenated. So I'm excited.
Time for one more with Taya. We'll go back to Miriam Swanson with the LA Daily News.
Hey, Taya, you mentioned working out with your brothers. I wanted to ask about Sharif, you know, NBA player now. I guess what was were you proud of him and his journey, and what do you foresee for him, and just kind of what was that experience like as a sister?
You know, it's so crazy because like our lives have been like replicas of each other. From me going to McEachern High School to him going to McEachern High School to my first year, I think we went undefeated in one state, and then he did it the year after that. So it was just crazy how everything is just like happening in the same way. I'm super proud of him. It's amazing to watch, you know, the fact that he saw me do it and he wanted to do the same thing. He's doing it. So I'm super proud. It was crazy to actually be at one of his games and he in a professional uniform, actually. So yeah, I'm super happy.
Thanks, everyone. Derek Fisher will be next. All right, we'll start with questions for GM and head coach Derek Fisher. We'll start with Rashawn Haylock with Spectrum Sportsnet and KTLA.
Hey, coach, how's it going?
Good, Rashawn. How you doing?
Doing all right. When you faced Indiana the first time, it seemed like you really were able to like impose your will in a sense. How different do you envision this team being, you know, this time around?
Our team or their team?
Their team.
I'm not sure really as far as their group, to be honest. You know, we're so laser focused on, you know, who we are, who we're trying to become, what we're doing on the court. You know, Marianne Stanley is a fantastic basketball coach. So I have to assume that the more time with her, that their team will be better. They were playing, you know, better basketball in terms of wins and losses going into the break. So, you know, whether that carries over to the second half of the season, you know, they'll find out about, you know, where they stand and what their team will look like. But, you know, we can't really spend too much time trying to figure everybody else out. We're just trying to continue to do the work every day to continue to discover and create who we want to be. So we respect every opponent. And so we're going to prepare for Indiana as though, you know, they're the best team in the league. The records are out of the window. And we're going to try to go out there and get a win on our home court.
You obviously you're dealing with pros, but a lot of these players haven't played inside Staples Center. So just how important is it for you to have these practices here and just kind of get acclimated, you know, prior to the lights really coming on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, as an organization and a team, we felt like it was vital to, you know, try and get as much time here at Staples as we can. You know, to be honest and transparent, it's tough, you know, for our team, you know, year in and year out to find the availability to get into this building. It's one of the busiest places in the world. Obviously with COVID and the pandemic, you know, nobody was on their home court last season. But even to start our season this year, when you consider everything that we've had to go through with the injuries, et cetera, you know, not being able to be here, it creates more challenges for us as a group. So these days of practice leading up to Sunday, and this 3-game set that we have, you know, coming out of this break, they're really important, you know, to have a chance to be a good team. You need to be able to protect your home court and figure out a way to win those games. So we're hoping that, you know, this can kind of be a foundation to establishing a home court feel that can carry over to some success.
Last one for me. What does this team need from Taya over the course of these next 13?
I think, you know, which for all, I think, young players and, you know, even veterans to some degree, like a consistency in performance that isn't necessarily based on stats and points per game, right? It's based on impact. Every night you can impact the game. And I think those are lessons that Taya is continuing to learn as she grows and matures as a player. Her defensive energy and tenacity, it changes things for our team. It impacts the opponent. It gets us out in the transition into the open court. And she can't waver from that, whether she starts, whether she comes off the bench, whether she plays 30 minutes or 15 minutes. She has to be the same in terms of her defensive energy, intensity, her communication, even her smile. It impacts our team. And we have to see positive energy from Taya, not just physical positive performance. So she's been important to what we've tried to do this season. And we're going to need that coming out to start this portion of our season.
Miriam Swanson of the LA Daily News.
Hey, Coach. It's talking about Staples. So what was it like to be back today? And I know for some of these girls, it's their first time. Like Taya was like, this is their first time on that court. But did it feel like a homecoming? I mean, obviously you have history there. What was it like?
No, I mean, I think our players really just enjoyed the opportunity. Like, it's hard to explain to people how displaced, I think specifically our players feel on a day-to-day basis when it comes to having a home. So when they get a chance to, have a practice and get a chance to really feel what it's like to be in this building that, we call our home court, it's a great feeling. And I think they really enjoyed it. We're hopefully going to get a chance to get back at it tomorrow and get some more reps here. And then we'll have shoot around on Sunday morning. And then we'll get out there and compete. But this is important. It really is. And we're thankful for the opportunities. Again, we know that this building is quite busy. And, we got two men's teams that were, competing late into the playoffs, and, the Kings hockey team. And there's a lot that happens here, but, we can't continually, say that we want to do better by our women and not do better. So we just got to keep working and figure out a way to create more space here so that this can feel like a home court every night.
Thanks, Miriam. Time for two more. We'll go to Chris Camello with Nightcast Media.
Hey, Coach, thanks for taking the time this afternoon.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just kind of talking about, the second half of the season, you mentioned that you can't go on a run without winning one, but what's kind of been the focus that you've really reiterated into your players through this first week of practice back leading up to Sunday's game?
Yeah, they're like, greatness, excellence, however you want to describe it. It's really found, built, manifested through the most mundane, boring, fundamental habits that you can display, on a daily basis. So, if you want to win, it's easy to try to show up and have the adrenaline of the game day and the fans and the lights be what energizes you and fool you into thinking that you're going to win because you're hyped up. But if you haven't done the work and laid the foundation of how to close out, how to talk, how to communicate, how to set a screen at the proper angle, how to pass the ball at the proper angle, how to really work together as a team to be successful, then it won't happen. You may win one, you may win a few, but at the end of the day, you won't come through when it matters the most. So that's what we tried to get back to over these last couple of weeks, are, just the foundational habits of good offense and good defense. We think if we can help, put our players in the right position to be successful, and they have the right habits formed, we'll figure it out from there.
One with Sabrina Merchant, SB Nation.
Hey, Derek. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You guys were able to do some really interesting things with your small lineups in the first part of the season, I guess sometimes out of desperation just because of who was available. But do you anticipate, going to those units still in the second half of the season with Nneka coming back and Lauren and even Shanae?
Yes. Yeah, no doubt about it. I think it's the way that we designed the team when we put the final 12-player roster together. It was designed with that in mind, to be versatile, to be able to play different lineups, you know, I've been telling people for the last several days now, it's unfortunate that more people didn't get a chance to see how good of a player Jasmine Walker was and is going to be, because she was going to be able to impact us quite a bit. And so, yeah, we still plan to take advantage of our versatility and having Nneka back on the court, you know, adding Shanae's ability to rebound, defend, like that gives us the versatility to play what may feel like is small because they're not 6'7", but we feel like it gives us the right balance in terms of size, length, athleticism, and it could look like a small ball lineup, but still play with a little more size than what we've been able to do, you know, leading into the break. So, you know, lineups that can include Shanae, Nneka, Nia, you know, that's exciting to be able to look forward to. And then when you add, you know, Brittany Sykes and her length and athleticism, and we feel like Lauren Cox has, you know, gotten more comfortable with our team and what we're trying to do. So we feel like we're in a better position to, you know, whether it's playing what you consider to be bigger at times, but you know, Nneka's that real X factor and kind of Swiss Army knife that allows us to play quote unquote bigger or smaller and still be able to get the things done we want to get done.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everyone.